today we are going to be doing something called journaling. If you're not a big journaler, you can go ahead and give it a try. And if you would rather talk verbally about the questions that I'm about to ask, you can do that too. Either way completely works out the same. But journaling is something where you can be really reflective and think about it internally. And as you write things down, sometimes it can help you think about things further. That's the really neat thing about journaling. And if you decide that you would rather just talk about it vocally, grab a family member, call a friend, and you can ask them this question for themselves to answer, as well as you answering back. All right, so the first question is, what are 3 things that I loved to do as a child? So go ahead and grab your journal and write that question down. The questions are below in the description notes. And if you decide that you'd like to ask this question to a friend or a family member, that works perfectly as well. So for myself, what are 3 things that I enjoyed to do as a child? I loved catching frogs and toads. So I would be outside a lot of the day catching frogs, catching toads, and I even had pet frogs and toads from the pet store. I had something called a fire belly frog. Those are really neat. You can check those out in the link below. And I also had a Australian tree frog. I'll show you a link below on what Australian tree frogs look like too. I love them both so much. My fire belly frog, her name, I think it was actually a him. His name was Shanks. And then my Australian tree frog, her name was Baby Lillian. They were my favorite. I had them out of the cage all the time and chased them around and had the best of times. The next thing I liked to do as a child was ride my bike. I tell you what, I was riding my bike all the time, all around the neighborhood, everywhere I could go. It was the best. And lastly, I love to visit the elderly. I would go across the street to an elderly man's house. His name was Leo. And I would visit him and his wife. Her name was actually, I believe it was Leo. I don't remember. It was Leo and Leopatra, I think. It was a very fun couple. And then I would go down the lane to Miss Walnifer's house. And I would visit her as well. I would even go to nursing homes. All of those were my favorite things. Sometimes I would just sit and visit. I would eat jelly beans, or I would sing with them. It was so much fun. Okay, so the next question is, what's your favorite season and why? So go ahead and write that down in your journal. Or if you'd like, you can ask a friend or a family member. For myself, my favorite season is summer. Why, you might ask? Well, to be honest, I love to be outside. It's kind of a tie between summer and fall. I love the crisp of fall, but I think I decided summer to be my favorite because you can be outside swimming, going to outdoor concerts. I can go, what else did I write? I can go to cookouts. I can go walking, biking, hiking. I can go to picnics. Anything outdoors is my favorite. And the last question of the day is, what is your favorite game to play that is not a video game? And why do you like to play it? So for myself, my favorite game is the game Spot It. I love this game. So for Spot It, what you do is you pick up cards from a deck and you have to match, you have to find a match. Do you guys see 2 pictures that are the same on this card and on this card? Let me give you a clue. You're right. Both cards have sunglasses. So as you go through the game, you have to find cards that match. It's super fun. I love it. It's energetic, and there's actually multiple ways that you can play the game. You can do it in big groups. You can do it one-on-one. That is why I love this game. it is also very competitive. So that actually ends our time of journaling. And I hope you guys enjoy this. I hope it gives you an opportunity to think internally a little bit more, or to verbalize and communicate with others a little bit more. If you did decide to journal, you can share this with your friends over the phone or email. You can even share it with your family members. And even if you wrote it in your journal, ask them what their answers are to the questions as well. All right, guys, I'm looking forward to seeing you next time. Ta-ta for now.